at that. It finally showed up. Hey there, real gamers. Retro Rob here, and welcome to Retro Rob Plays Everything. Today, I've got something that took forever to get here. Yes, that's right. It's the infamous Evercade EXP, which, if you don't know, the entire batch of them headed towards the US and, well, much of the world was stolen right before the holiday season, and Evercade rushed in to get them produced fairly quickly. And I think mine showed up early April, I think. Late March. It got here right before MGC, so I ended up being busy with MGC and couldn't do a video on it. But I'm doing it now. So anyway, question is it worth the wait? Well, we'll find out. And we're gonna start that how we always do, with the front of the box. The Evercade EXP Limited Edition. The new ones that were not stolen have this official Evercade seal of quality on them. The other ones don't. Although, I guess if you did manage to get one that wasn't stolen, then you might not have that, and you might still have a legit one. But anyway, none of the stolen ones have this, is what I'm saying. Yeah. Here's the back of the box, which just has a bunch of pictures of games it plays. Obviously, you know, since the Capcom collection is built into it, there's a little bit of Capcom on there, but I don't really know what else to say about this. You know, I'm used to doing the Chinese knockoff systems, and it's a lot easier to have something to say when they've misspelled the heck out of it. They haven't done it here, so, you know. There's the right side of the box, and here's the left. Look at that. See how it echoes the games that were released? It's kind of cool. And I almost stuttered over myself there. Good job. Here's the top of the box. Looks nice. I like this color gradient here. And finally, the bottom of the box, which has the UPC code and Evercade EXP Limited Edition on it. Also has some logoing going on here. There's the Evercade website. It says Blaze, which is their parent company, Capcom, and Irem. And I'm doing great today, man. I just bumped into the chair while I was talking. That's good, right? Nice sound. All right, let's unbox this thing. Guess what? The voiceover for this is completely fake because I accidentally turned off the mic for this one. Sounds just like... Oh, wait. Forget it. I'm not even unwrapping anything anymore. Oh, look at that beautiful box, though. Nicely done. Can't remember a whit of what I said. Alrighty then. Here we go. Sorry I'm slightly off mic, so sound might not be up to snuff. But then again, it hasn't been through this entire video, so got that going for it. Alright. Well, there's that. TATE mode. That's a super quick start guide. The device itself, which we will, device itself. Come on now. I don't want to wreck the box. There, that'll work. All right. The device itself, which we'll come back to later, but it is surprisingly heavy. There's my certificate. There's my hero certificate of authenticity. Look at that. I'm a hero, I tell you people. We got some, yeah, there we go. We've got, and we'll come back to these in a minute, but these we probably won't. Wait, there. We got these nice little postcards. Truxton postcard, I like that. We've got Irem. Hey, anybody know how to pronounce that properly? Irem or Irem? I think it's Irem. Arcade. which I'm glad to finally have in my possession. Okay, below that we've got a poster. I'll show you that in a moment here. Then there we have the Toplin. Oh, wait, how can I have this reversed? There we go. The Toplin arcade. All right, there's that. Again, lights. Suck. We've got USB charging cable. It's USB-C, USB-A. We have this exciting thing. We'll look at that in a minute. It's about the Capcom collection. We've also got this very nice container or carrying case. All right, is that it? It is. So let's rewind here. Alrighty then. First things first, let's take a look at this guy. Looks pretty nice. Semi-hard case, unlike the old one, which as I recall was soft case. And then we've got this, well, we're gonna have to find out what. Oh no, this is rubber. I was hoping this was like, had a secret hidden game on it, but it's, it's rubber. It's the rub. It's rubber. So, yeah. 'Tis what it is. And then we've got this guy right here. And looks like it's a peel open. Oh, come on. We'll try and do this without trashing it too bad. There we go. Oh, they were kind enough to give. Look at that. There is an actual physical manual for this. So those games that are included on the device, they bothered to make a manual for. How nice is that, huh? No complaints there. I like that. Good stuff, Evercade. Very nice. All right, is there anything else I can show you? There's a Fun Stock exclusive discount offer. All right, let's go take a look at these posters real quick. All right, there's poster number 1. It's an R-type poster. It looks very nice. I'm never a big fan of these posters, but it's better than nothing. My problem with them is, of course, they're creased by nature, and even when you iron them out, they still have these like little white lines in them. Anyway, let's flip it over. And the back of the poster looks pretty darn nice as well. It's got Snow Brothers on it. Gotta like that. Got the Snow Bros. Got Truxton. Got Flying Shark. Got In the Hunt, which is actually a pretty cool game. Yeah, nice stuff. And here we have Street Fighter 2 Hyper Fighting. Looking good, like the art. I know that earlier I said that I'm not a huge fan of these, but I would definitely not discourage them from packing them in, because I realize when I was a kid, I used to hang these posters up all the time that I got out of magazines and such. So I wouldn't recommend not having them as pack-ins. It's just not my favorite thing. So, you know, take it that way. Don't take it as, I want these out of here. I don't roll that way. And here we have the back. And we got 1943, Legendary Wings. We got Commando, Breath of Fire, 1942, Mega Man, Strider, Mercs. There's so many. My goodness, 1944, Bionic Commando, Ghouls and Ghosts, Forgotten World. There is so many Forgotten Worlds. There's just so many great games represented here. It's almost unbearable. Almost unbearable. Can't wait to power it up and play. I am planning to do a full coverage of these, like a gameplay with every game played on it, but I really quick just wanted to show you that each of the games comes complete with the game and the manual, and on the back we can see what is available on each game. R-Type, Moon Patrol, Battle Chopper, In the Hunt, Lightning Swords, and 10-Yard Fight are the games in the ERA one. And here's Toplin. It has 8 games. And there's a manual, of course, and the physical cartridge. Boy, my backing here is just going to heck. Anyway, We got Tiger, Heli. We've got Guardian, Elcon, Flying Shark, which I really am pretty partial to. Truxton, Zero Wing, also another game I'm partial to. Snow Brothers, or Snow Bros, and Techie Pocky, which I'm not familiar with. I'm excited about that. All right, first impressions on the handheld. And no, I'm not turning it on yet. I know. Terrible. The D-pad feels pretty good. It's definitely loose. I don't think it's as loose feeling as the original Evercade one, meaning it presses pretty easy. It feels, I think it feels pretty good. Again, you know, everybody has their own way that they like a D-pad to be. You know, some people like a really stiff D-pad. This is not it. It's not a stiff D-pad. It's a fairly loose one. I kind of like it. But yeah, it is what it is. The buttons are smaller than on the original. I'll bring that up again later probably because I'll forget I said it. They feel fine. I kind of like the bigger buttons, but that's just me. And we got the menu button, feels pretty decent. These are not rubberized, so everything's solid plastic. Got the A and B button for the TATE mode. Looking at the bottom, we got a couple of, I believe these are speaker grills down here. And I think this turns on the TATE mode, as I recall. You've got headphone jack, USB-C about freaking time. Volume down, volume up. There's a power light. Notice how the screw holes now have rubberized covers on them. Very nice. On the back, I see some venting. So there might be a fan inside. I'd have to turn it on, and I'll tell you later if I hear one. We've also got HDMI output. It's a mini, I believe, not a micro. And power. And of course, we got left one, right one, left two, right two. So all in all, it feels good. It feels much heavier than the original Evercade. And it feels more solid. It feels like a very competent professional device. It doesn't feel like one of those Chinese knockoffs. It just feels really pretty darn nice. So it's got that. Let's compare this to the original Evercade real quick. Let's talk about the differences between these two before I turn them on and show you the differences in the screen. We'll talk a little bit about the screen, but we won't turn it on until the next scene. So if you're waiting for that, not happening yet. So first things first, the look has been totally redesigned. I think this is a much more refined design. I think this has a great kitsch look to it. It's nice. I mean, it's cool looking. It's got that early 2000s look and feel to it. I don't hate it, but this is a much more mature look. It is just a much more refined appearance that it has. So it's really nice. I'm curious, does anybody like the original design better? Let me know down below. I want to know about that because I'm kind of curious to see if everybody feels the same way, that this is just a much better design. Anyway, processor-wise, 1.2 gigahertz quad-core processor, and they've upgraded to a 1.5 gigahertz quad-core processor on the EXP. Not a lot faster, but you might notice it sometimes. The big jump is the memory. This one, 256 megabytes of RAM. This one has 4 gigabytes of RAM. That's right, 4 gigabytes. You could run Windows 10. That, the ARM edition of it. I have not tested that, nor do I recommend it. But anyway, note that it's there. Okay? Memory is a big deal. The battery has been upgraded. The original was a 2000 milliamp battery. The new one's 3000. It's supposed to get up to 5 hours of play off of it. I never do this in my testing, and I'm not going to do it in this video either, because the fact is, depending on what you play, you're going to get a totally different number. And unless I compare apples to apples on the same device, maybe, I'm not getting anything that's very useful for you, because you might play completely different. Anyway, got that. Now you have Wi-Fi. This one has Wi-Fi. This one doesn't. When does that matter? It matters when you're getting updates. it can be a big deal. And the Evercade does update pretty regularly. I don't know what I was trying to say there. Pudding likes to update pudding regularly. Anyway, pretty regularly. So you probably do want that Wi-Fi capability. Also, you've got the extra buttons. So up on the top, despite the TATE mode, you can do the TATE mode on this, and you can't do it on the other one. You can play vertically, which is kind of cool. I'll show that for sure later on in this video. But you do have both shoulder and trigger buttons on the new Evercade EXP, much like the Versus. And of course, here you only have the bumpers on the side. So that's a big deal. It is a big deal, actually. It's, adds to fighting games, etc. I don't know if there'll ever be a first-person shooter for it, but you never know. It could happen now. It would be pretty rough without an analog stick. But you could do Doom, I guess. Anyway, there's also the upgrade between USB micro for charging on this guy, and this one uses a much more modern USB-C. I didn't really take off any points originally. Not that I score points, but I didn't take anything off of this one for having USB micro last time, or micro USB if you're a human being. But nowadays, everything's USB-C, and I think it's way less wasteful to have everything on one cable. I think that's a big deal. Hear that, Apple? It's happening. It's happening with Apple, too. All right, finally, the big thing that everybody's really talking about, of course, is the screen. This has got a much sharper, brighter screen. It's, I think it's 800 by 480 resolution, and the original was 480 by 272. So that is a big difference in screen clarity. And I think you'll probably see it in a minute when I have these both run at the same time so you can see it. Let's go on. All right, there they are right next to each other, and this is Yazzie. And I think you can probably even see it through the camera, that this screen's quite a bit clearer. It also has a higher range between the darkest dark and the lightest light. And it's something you can definitely see between the two. Come on, get on the main screen. Get on the main screen. Oh, it went to sleep. That's why. There we go. Yeah, it has a power save function. Anyway, you can see right there that it is a much different screen. Real quick, I'm going to just play a level of Yazzie on each one, and I'll play them side by side for you. Now, real quick, we're going to do the audio. I'm going to bring it back. Okay, so there's the Evercade Original Edition. Wait. And there's Bluff on the Evercade EXP. I think it's a little bit clearer on here. But that might just be me. Here we are at the Evercade EXP's main menu. It's quite a bit different from earlier versions. Anyway, real quick, I'm going to show you... Actually, it might not be real quick. I'm going to be honest with you. But anyway, let me show you what happens if you hit this EXP section. First, you got the Capcom collection, which is built in. I'm going to walk through that in a little bit. I'm also going to play a couple games from it. We've got Donut Dodo, which is the game of the month. There will be a different game of the month every month as long as you're connected to Wi-Fi. If you don't connect to Wi-Fi, you don't have that. So there's that. All right, next we have the hidden games. And right now, I'm going to walk you through how to get the hidden games. Number one, I do not want to take credit for this. This is the work of Evercade.info. So check them out. I'll put a link to it down below. Anyway, I'm going to go back up here. You cannot have a cartridge in for this first part. Notice how I'm in the cartridge section. No cartridge inserted is now displaying. First thing I'm going to do is hit right one and left one and press up at the same time. Some notes. This might take several tries. Come on. Gotta do it. Gotta do it. There we go. There's the first game. This second one that I'm going to show you, which is the third in their list, but I'm going to show you this one second because this one, for whatever reason, I have a very hard time doing. This one is right one, left one, down. And here I go. I'm hitting it. And it does take a few. There we go. Spacey McRacy. I'm going to back out. And then if I hit right 2 and left 2 and select, I'm going to go back up to the top there. This one, for whatever reason, is the easiest. Gotris is the third game. Okay, for the other two, you go down here to the gear. And again, we'll be walking through this settings gear very shortly. Go into secret. And the secret code for the first one is Gribbly Grobbly. And I'll put that down below. And the second one I can't even pronounce. It's SEIJIWASHERE. And I don't think if I do them here, I can try it. But I think because I already have it, it won't actually do this. So, but we'll try it. We'll try Gribbly Grobbly. And maybe I'll be surprised, right? There we go. ROBBLY. There we go. Hit enter. And that's start. Oh, it does do it. All right, so I'll do the other one real quick just to show you it works. Because I like to do it that way. Secret. There you go. Thought it wouldn't work a second time, but apparently it does. Be kind of funny if it removed it, right? The second time. This is a nice one. This one already shows up, as I recall, in another collection. One of the indie collections, but here we go. And WASHERE. Enter. That's the start button. And there we go. Cubo 1 and 2. There's other secret codes as well, but these are the ones that unlock games. All right, let's take a look at the menu system here. We did take a little walk through it, but we're going to get a little bit more in depth. So if you go into display here, you've got the different ratios. I prefer original. I'm not a big fan of pixel perfect, and I don't like stretching. I'll show you these a little bit during gameplay as well. We've got different types of scan lines. I actually like their subtle scan lines. They're pretty decent, so I keep it set on that. These are global, by the way. You can set them individually. If I didn't say that at the beginning, I don't know. This is like take number 8 of this. You've got bezels here. I keep them off. I find them distracting during gameplay. However, if you like them, they're there, and that's definitely okay. TATE bezels. So this is if you're in TATE mode, meaning you're playing vertically. And I'll probably show you a little bit of the TATE mode as well. Dynamic rate control. This keeps the video and audio synced up. You've got HDMI PAL mode forced. I don't do that. I don't know. I've had problems with the video output when I do that on my TV, so I don't know what's up with that. But anyway, and then of course you've got overall display scan line. So this is like on my video output, which is kind of cool. So let's go right here. See, you can see the scan lines now. I know, they're subtle, but they're there. And then I'll turn it back off again. Hold on a second. And you can see the difference. All right. Got themes. Got the Evercade grid going. I actually should just do dark. There. Good. And then sound settings. This is for the menu. Note. Again, can be set individually in the game. Network settings. Ooh, look at that. It's got my IP address. There's going to be somebody who's like, oh my goodness, you gave out your IP address. It's like, it's an internal one. I think half the world has the same set of private IPs. Private IPs are not that big of a deal, folks. Public IPs are a problem. All right. Got some accessibility settings. Language settings. Here is where you check for firmware updates, and you can do a factory reset. I'm not going to bother with the legal and support. We've got the credits screen. And there we go. And I'm just going to scroll down here. I'm somewhere in the middle. Unless they've changed anything. Wait. Oh, goodness, it takes so long. Look how many people are in here. My goodness. It's in alphabetical order. Oh boy. Almost there. Almost there. There I am, Retro Rob, right in the center. Very exciting. I hear there's a hidden goodie if you keep going for like ever, but I'm not gonna bother doing it. And then finally the secret area. So we've just made it through the settings. Let's go on. All right, we've got the included Capcom EXP collection, and here is the games that are available. 1942, 1943, The Battle of Midway, 1944, The Loop Master, Bionic Commando, which is pretty interesting, Breath of Fire, which I've already played on a live stream. If you want to check that out, it's pretty darn good. I kind of want to buy it now for the Super Nintendo. I mean, I got it here, but you know what I mean. Anyway, Captain Commando. We've got Commando, which is a great freaking game. We got Final Fight, Forgotten Worlds, Ghouls and Ghosts, Legendary Wings, Mega Man, Mega Man 2, Mega Man X. That's an excellent game. Street Fighter 2 Hyper Fighting. And I'm going to put a note on this one because this is one of the points where I found the D-pad to be slightly deficient, and I'm not sure if it's just me. I'm not going to play it because I get actually annoyed with it, but I find that the D-pad is a little bit shallow when playing fighting games, and it threw me off in this game quite a bit. I play this one a lot in my videos, and I usually play it because it's pretty easy for me to get like a win or two. I find it really hard. I did eventually get the hang of it, but it was difficult for me to get the hang of it. And it's largely because the D-pad is a little bit shallow. It doesn't show up that much in other games, though. But anyway, here we have Strider. Vulgus, which I haven't played before, so we're going to try that one out. And Mercs. Let's try playing some stuff. All right, here's 1944, the Loop Master. And real quick, we're going to go through some of the settings here so you can get a look at some of the different display settings. Here's Pixel Perfect. You see how it shrinks it a little bit? And then let's switch over to display settings. I'm not going to go through like every single one, but some of the ones that make a major difference I do want to show you. There we go, that's stretched. Which in this game doesn't look too bad, but in some it can look pretty nasty. And alright, there's that. There's stretched. And then let's go to more display settings. Okay, right here we had the subtle scan lines, and now I'm going to Put them on to strong. And you can see they're a lot more pronounced. And now I'm going to turn them off. I think, well, I suppose I can show you a bezel and what that does. Let's just take a look real quick. Okay, so now we have no scan lines whatsoever. I prefer the subtle ones. Okay, so let's go to display settings. I'm going to put ourselves back to original ratio because I don't really like stretching very much. And then for the bezel, I think we'll set let's see if they got box art. Yeah, it looks like they do. There we go. As you can see that we have some little side art. It's just, it looks like there's a little bit of everything there. It looks like there's some Atari. So it has nothing to do with the actual game itself. I'm going to switch that back off. Ugh! I said I'm going to switch it back off. Again, I find that kind of distracting, so. There we go. All right. Add some quarters with select. Now we're going to hit start. And we're going to try out stage 1 here. The deep blue. I think it looks pretty good. And oh, I hate when I do that. And the D-pad's pretty darn responsive here. I have no problems, but I do feel like I'm just I don't know how to explain it. I feel like I'm just beating on this D-pad. Come on. Come on. All right. Mission accept. No. And again, it's responsive enough. There's no problem there. What? I'm over what? How many times did I die? Oh, yeah, I forgot. This is based on a hit point system. Rats! Let's play on. Final fight. This game looks pretty good for 1989, don't you think? All right. Who doesn't love a good beat 'em up? Oh yeah. Eat! Eat! Oh! Oh, I suck. There we go. I love this because you can barely tell where you are sometimes. Hey, as far as I know, these guys are just kind of sitting here. Welcome to Final Fight Unboxing. I kind of want to throw this knife. Oh! Oh! No! That was a bad mistake. You shouldn't really get yourself stuck on the side of the screen. It's just not smart. I'm pretty sure those guys with the radiation jacket like show up in every game in the 80s, like every beat 'em up. Isn't that like a beat 'em up trope? I'm almost sure they do. Ooh. Yeah, I could have used that earlier. Again, the guy's just sitting there. Why am I being so mean to him? No! Come on. Think it's gonna give me something to eat now? Oh, he's huge! Can't I just get away? No, of course not. Alright, well, I'm dead. I like this game though. Alright, here we have Vulgus, and I'm gonna show you something. If I hit the TATE mode button right now, it's gonna rotate the game. So if I had this hooked directly to an external monitor, I can just say a monitor, I can rotate my screen and play this in the aspect ratio that it originally was and make it look really cool. That's cool except one thing. When I set this into TATE mode, even though it's connected to the screen, it still rotates the controls. So now I'm playing in TATE mode on the connected screen, but my wire's right here. My wires are like right in my way. So it would be nice in the future if they would add the option to just keep my controls in normal mode while I'm in TATE mode, at least while connected to a screen. That would be really, really super cool. All right, now let's play some Vulgus. I'm gonna have to tell you right now, not playing well today. I'm willing to admit it. Oh, come on. But I will say that the controls themselves are working great. Ugh, nothing wrong with them. Just my gameplay. Yeah, they're very responsive. No! Up. Done got myself blowed up. Up. Arrgh! Rats. Well, this game's not easy. It is fun, though. I'm going to try this one again. Like this one. All right, real quick, I'm going to go into Breath of Fire here and just show you something. And I've been playing this one. You can check the live stream. I'm sure I mentioned that before in this video, but I've got a live stream where I'm going through the first boss battle of this game. All right, come on now. All right, let's press start. Okay, so one thing I could do, I'm not gonna risk erasing a save file that I've got in here, but if I go into my menu, I can load, see, a game that I've previously saved. So if I want to save, I hit the menu, hit save, and I've got an option of slots. And then when I want to come back, I can load. And that can happen anywhere in game, which is really great when you've got a game that doesn't have a whole lot of save points, but is very difficult. So one last thing I want to show you is, here is Commando, and I'm going to put it into TATE mode by pressing this button right here. And see that? How it takes up the whole screen? Now, the selected start are still up here, so I still add coins up here and start here. But now I can play with this as the A and B button, and it looks really good. I mean, it's the way it was meant to be played, really, without a big blank space. I know that doesn't bother everybody, you know, but it's nice to have the option. Oh, cripes. I am playing terribly. I'm trying to play from off the side of the screen, and I can see the screen pretty decently, but man, it's hard to play that way with your neck all craned out. Come on. Definitely not one of my better played videos, I'll tell you that. Oh, come on. Get him! Get him! Yeah, saved him. And let's see if I can... I'm pretty sure I hit him. Pretty sure. I could have swore you could kill that guy. I bet you I just missed him. But anyway, it's not the most comfortable, you know, but it's really not bad. And it's cool. I mean, you got the option. You don't have to do it this way, but you can. And that wraps it up for the Evercade EXP limited edition in sexy black. Nice. All right, so what do I think of it? I like the build quality. It feels really nice now. The sound is okay. Definitely like the upgraded video. I think that the screen does look nicer. I love the TATE mode. I know some people feel that that's just a gimmick, but I've been using that type of mode. I don't know what it was called on the Game Park 32X, but I started using that type of mode on the 32X, and I actually thought it was pretty good. Boy, I hope I got the name right, but it's the Game Park 32 anyway. GP32X, yeah, I think that's right. But anyway, been playing on that, and I think it's a decent mode. Enough said about that. Wireless, that's a big deal, and I think that's going to be one of the big draws that makes me think it might be worth it for you to upgrade if you already have one. That means that your updates are simple. As long as you're on the Wi-Fi, it means you get access to those free games that come out once a month. I just think that all in all, it's a better realized device. My only negative with it would really be that the D-pad. I don't hate the D-pad, but I don't absolutely love it. I think it's a little bit more shallow. And I went back to the original Evercade to test that out to see if it was just, me dreaming it up. But no, it's definitely feels more shallow than the original to me and wide. And I don't show it here, but it definitely gave me a problem in Street Fighter. I really felt I was fighting the controls of that. Everything else did fine. I'm not a huge, fighter fan, not that kind of fighter anyway. I like beat 'em ups, but I don't particularly, get into fighters that much. So it's not a big deal for me. And that problem didn't seem to be something that I couldn't live with on anything but fighting games. So again, it might be a bigger deal for you. So you might want to try out the D-pad first. But other than that, I'd say it's definitely worth the money. I love the fact that it plays physical cartridges. I think they really did a pretty good job on it, and it's worth checking out. So thumbs up, I guess. If I give any kind of rating, it's just a thumbs up or down. Yeah. Anyway, I want to thank you very much for watching this rather blathery video. And if you enjoyed it or found it useful, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe for more, and I'll see you in a couple days. Bye.